Okay, so now we're inside, and this is the fun part of the segment. This is when I actually get to move and maybe make a fool out of myself. It's been a long time since I have done this. But I am standing here with Adrienne Polinak, and she is the director of Stretch and Grow, and she works with kids all the time. So she's going to tell us some information about children, some exercises we can do, especially exercises that we can do inside during these colder winter months. So Adrienne, tell me a little bit about your company.
Well, we're an early childhood physical education and wellness program, and our goal is to teach health and fitness to all children. So not only do we make it fun by teaching them how to exercise and what good exercise is for their body, but we also teach them about nutrition and talk about healthy lifestyles. So we try to make it fun on all points.
So how do the kids respond to this kind of material? Because that's what everyone wants to know. Will they even do it, especially boys?
Yes, actually they love it. Nothing is better than my job. I work with kids and they treat me like a rock star, and my coaches like rock stars when we walk in. They're very excited to be moving and be active, and they really enjoy the fact that adults are doing it with them and showing them that we can still have fun and, like you said, kind of make fools of ourselves as well.
Yes. So key point, you're doing it together, it's family time, the TV is off preferably, and you're having a good time, you're moving, and it's winter, your house has become a new playground. So we're going to pretend that this room is your house. And Adrienne is going to take me through some exercises that I'm sure I'm just going to trip all over myself with because I haven't done them in so long. So give us a sense of some of the things that we can do in the home with home materials.
Yes, I brought some things that we typically use in our classes, and I brought some things that are really either inexpensive or things that you can change out with items that you already have at home. So one of the games that we like to play is horse. So we get a regular household bucket and crumple up different colored papers. And you set locations throughout like you would in an outdoor game of horse. And you work on spelling the name horse. And to make it more active, you can squat while you're doing it. You can jump when you take your shot. And when you run to get your paper ball and come back, you can run on your tiptoes, you can run on your heels, lunges, lots of different ways to incorporate different kinds of motor skills.
That sounds great.
It's lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
Right, lots of fun. And it'll help your little ones spell the word horse, if anything else.
Yeah.
So, another thing that we like to do is we like to skate. So we'll get paper plates or frisbees, whatever you have available. It works, the paper plates and frisbees work on any kind of floor surface, so whether you have tile or hardwood or carpet. If you're worried about your floor, you can always just use socks. And what you do is you skate around the house and really stretch out those legs. It may not seem like much at first, but because you're using those lower muscles, you actually start to feel your heart rate increase. And there has been a couple mornings where I've woken up sore just from doing that.
You know, there are actual adult classes that have that kind of movement pattern
in
them. So you're just mimicking a lot
Mimicking the movement and something that makes it fun. Bringing the outdoors in essentially is what that's doing. It's like taking them to the ice rink, but not having to endure the cold.
Okay.
Another thing that we have is noodles. Noodles are a big favorite because there's so many things that you can do with them. If you slice them down the middle, you can use them as a balance beam. And also, because they're now stable on the ground, you can use them to jump over forwards or backwards. So it's a way to bring in some cardio, and you can have little competitions with your kids, whether it's how many can you get? Oh, 10 was easy, let's do 15. Or let's see if we can do it for 30 seconds or even a minute. So it's ways to kind of keep a little competition amongst your kids and yourself.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does get the heart rate up. So be prepared. And then if you really have a lot of space, or if you're willing to move some furniture out of the way, you can set up a large obstacle course. You can use things from soup cans to dollar store cones to socks, painter's tape, anything to kind of put somewhat of an obstacle in. Now, if you're really gutsy or you have some old furniture you don't really care about, you can incorporate that as well, where they have to climb over the furniture or go under a table or chair. So there's ways to include other bigger obstacles to incorporate a little bit more movement.
I bet your house is a lot of fun.
It is. Yeah, my kids do have a lot of fun, and probably not the nicest house on the block, but it is a lot of fun. My kids like the activity.
Healthy kids.
Yes,
and healthy kids. give our viewers a sense of why they should think about incorporating this kind of material in the home. Talk about statistics, talk about what's going on with our children today.
Yes, today it's more important than ever. This is the first time in 100 years where these kids' life expectancy is supposed to be less than their parents. So they're not supposed to live as long. While we may live till we're 70, they're looking at 65.
Oh my gosh.
So it's really scary. 40% of elementary age kids are already displaying heart disease risk factors. So obesity, hypertension, high blood pressure. So it's all very scary. So because of these statistics, the National Association of Sports and Physical Education, NASPE, has suggested that children ages 2 to 5 get 30 minutes of structured physical activity a day, which is adult-led, and 30 minutes of unstructured physical activity. Kids ages 6 and up, they suggest they get 60 minutes of unstructured physical activity and 60 minutes of unstructured physical activity. So while during the summer months or spring even, that seems like it's easier and probably they get above and beyond that. During the winter months, it gets a little trickier. So we have to incorporate some indoor movements because sometimes it's just too cold to get out.
Yes, yes.
It's just too cold.
Yes. Well, I think that the material that you have given us today and the things that we've done today are really great ideas to help parents bring the exercise to their children, even for themselves, to have family time together, to stay indoors, stay warm, and yet move their bodies and be healthy, have fun, and be together during that time. So this is fantastic. This has been really great. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you liked it, and thank you very much for having me.
Yes.